In the last few weeks, dozens of companies have quietly filed layoffs, affecting thousands of workers. And the real story isn't who's laying people off, it's why it's happening under the radar. I'm Mandy, and this is Money Renegade Report. In this video, I'm going to go over what's been happening that's showed up in these hidden layoffs, why you should care, even if you don't think that your job is at risk, what you can do right now, and how you can protect your money. In April alone, over 100 layoff warnings were filed across the US. That's nearly 7,000 workers, and it's just what's happened publicly. These are what are being tracked. So these companies include names that you know, like Amazon, FedEx, Walmart, and Snap. But here's the part that most people miss. These aren't headlines yet. So let's talk about the WARN system. This is the hidden system that is all based on the government. So it comes from the WARN Act, which means the Workers Adjustment and Retraining Notification Act. Under this law, companies have to give advance warning of any mass layoffs. So this typically applies to companies when they have over 100 employees, and if they're having layoffs, it's either affecting 50 plus people at one location being laid off or 500 total employees being laid off across the company. They typically have to give 60 days notice to the workers, the state government, and to local officials. So this means that this data is based on plans about things they are already preparing for, right? Not things that are now happening. So these people aren't laid off yet. It's about plans. So if these layoffs are already what are being reported early, we wonder, what are the companies actually doing, planning for next month and the month after? So let's talk about what you're not hearing about, because the WARN system filings are typically scattered across the country. They're all in different states because there is no one single national alert system for this. So the layoffs actually start to build quietly. They're not in any major headlines. And this is actually how slowdowns start. So most people don't really have to notice anything, right? It just kind of slowly happens until it all comes into one big culmination, and then everybody's aware. So why does this matter? Because this isn't just about jobs that people are losing. It actually affects firing, hiring freezes, overtime cuts, fewer promotions, and in turn, there's more competition for jobs. So even if you're employed, your income could slow, if not stop, in any kind of growth. And this is how slowdowns spread before they become major headlines. So let's talk about what it actually means for you. If you rely on a paycheck, which is most people, this means there is going to be less job security, even if it feels like you're okay right now. There's going to be more pressure on wages. For investments in retirement accounts, this can signal an early economic slowdown. So this is the potential to affect everything, not just jobs, but across like markets. So investments you have for your retirement are likely to go down. The key idea here is that this is an early warning system. It's not the headline event. So what can you do? For everyday Americans, start building even a small emergency buffer. I talk about this all the time. Anything that you can do can help. Reduce any of your fixed expenses now before they become a risk, before your income is potentially knocked down. Streamline what you need and what you don't need. Look for ways to create backup income, even temporary or small sources of work that you can do and you can save the money. Stay alert at work. Watch for reduced hours, hiring freezes, internal changes, lots of manager meetings, or any kind of rumors. For your savings and your investments, reevaluate your risk exposure and be sure you're not overexposed to any particular stocks. Increase your liquidity when you can, because having cash makes it easier in uncertain times. Avoid assuming that the market is going to stay strong. Prepare for any kind of volatility and use this time to strengthen where your financial position is. Remember, I am not a financial advisor though, but these are just some basic starting points for you to actually take control. The best thing you can do when things are uncertain is put yourself in a position where you can take some kind of control. So tell me, are you starting to see these signs at your work? Drop a comment below. Be sure to subscribe and remember, think differently, take control, be a renegade. And until next time, have a great day.